Hi everyone, so we are back with another Halloween series video, and I'm just going to cut through the chase because I did a lot of talking in the last video, and I'm trying not to do that because it keeps it short, and that's what we like, right? Short videos, yes. So, this one I'd actually covered a video on before, but this is concentrating on a certain aspect of that video, so I figured I'd just throw it in there anyways. It's fine. It's kind of good to put all the little pieces together, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. I have no idea what's about to happen. I just know what the title of the video is. So today's video is the Toolbox serial killer's last victim. So I did a video on the Toolbox killer. Can't talk. Killer or killers because he had, you know, conspirators with him or whatever you want to call them. Fucking, I don't know, partners in crime on a whole different level. So anyways, let's get into it. The Toolbox killers had met in California Men's Colony Prison in 1977, which I know. There the two realized that they shared a common interest in sexual violence. They would start their stalking of prey in February of 1979, building up to their first victim in June, Lucinda Lynn Schaefer. I think I'm gonna link my video to my video of the Toolbox Killers to this video, just because it's kind of good to keep the pieces together. It's not a good story, but it's, you know, hey, you seen one, you might as well watch the other video too, right? Just saying, in case you don't know who they are. They cooled off for 2 weeks before they grabbed Andrea Joy Hall while she was hitchhiking the Pacific Coast Highway. Next would be Jackie Doris Gilliam and Jacqueline Leah Lamp. I think I fucked that up last time too. The Toolbox killers would find them sitting on a bus stop bench in Hermosa Beach. Hermosa. On October 31st, 1979, the Toolbox killers would abduct 16-year-old Shirley Lynette Ledford. That's a big part of that story, too. Shirley had been at a Halloween party in the Sunland Tujunga area of Los Angeles. She had planned on hitchhiking home while standing outside of a gas station. Two men in a van pulled up. Shirley recognized the one, Lawrence Bittaker. He was a regular at the restaurant she worked at as a waitress. The other man was Roy Norris, who offered her marijuana after getting in the van, but she refused. Bittaker was driving and took them to a secluded street. Before Shirley knew what was happening, Norris pulled a knife and bound her with construction tape, then shoved a gag in her mouth. Norris then got behind the wheel and drove around the area while Bittaker tortured Shirley for over an hour. First, Bittaker started slapping and mocking Shirley, followed by beating her with his fist. While he was beating her, he kept screaming at her, "Say something." I hope somebody does that shit to him in prison. I hope somebody beats him and says, "Say something." Don't even make a peep, man. It's just going to cause more beatdown by several people. But anyways, if she cried in response to the pain, he would yell, "Scream louder." Because he's a piece of shit. "What's the matter? Don't you like to scream?" Shirley was crying and begging for Bittaker to stop. "No, don't touch me." Her pleas only got Bittaker more excited, where he continued to order her to scream louder. He grabbed a hammer and started hitting her, between bouts of punching her breast with his fist. Yeah, he was a sick fucker, guys. Ugh. Bittaker raped and sodomized her repeatedly and used pliers on her genitals to inflict even more pain. Like I said, he's a sick fucking piece of shit, guys. It's gonna get worse. In the recording that Bittaker and Norris made, you can hear the sound of the tools You can hear the sound of the tools behind put in and brought out of the toolbox while Shirley begs for it to stop. and Norris. He said how he could hear the screams as he continued to drive around, waiting for his fucking turn. Norris goes into the back of the van and starts taunting Shirley to scream again. Go ahead and scream, or I'll make you scream. Shirley, desperate for her pain to end, begs, I'll scream if you stop hitting me. Norris encouraged her to continue until he told her to stop. The next sound that can be heard on the recording is Norris grabbing the sledgehammer from the toolbox, followed by Shirley, oh no. He struck her in the elbow. She cries out that he broke her elbow. Don't hit me again. Then you can hear her yell, no. Norris then hits her in the elbow 25 times in a row before he asks, what are you sniveling about? You know, they should do some kind of torture to pieces of shit like this when they're in prison. I really hope somebody knows what the fuck these guys did, and I really hope they're being fucked with hard in prison. Because I remember what these guys look like, and they look like little fucking, I don't know, scrawny guys that could definitely get beat up by some big guys in jail. Just saying. I really hope that's what's happening. I hope they are somebody's bitch in jail. Little scrawny pieces of shit anyways. It's been nearly 2 hours since Shirley was standing in front of that gas station looking for a ride home. And now her torturers seem to be done with her. Norris takes a wire coat hanger and wraps it around her neck, tightening it with pliers. Norris would say later that Shirley hardly responded to the strangulation, but she did die with her eyes wide open. Bittaker decided they should dump her body in someone's yard so they could enjoy the press's reaction to their work. They found a house in Sunland and discarded her in a bed of ivy on the front lawn. A jogger out the next morning would spot her body. An autopsy would show the violent sexual assaults she suffered, along with the multiple blunt force trauma. Her whole body bore the marks of her attack. She had trauma to the face, head, breast, and her left elbow had multiple fractures. Her genitalia and rectum were torn. She had a puncture wound to her hand, and one finger had been slashed. Eventually, the pair would be arrested, and their recordings would be found. Bittaker would take the stance that the tape showed a consensual threesome having fun. Like I said, he's a fucking piece of shit, guys. Norris seemed to revel in the reliving of the crimes by listening to the recordings. He had this to say. We've all heard women scream in horror films. Still, we know that no one is really screaming. Why? Simply because an actress can't produce some sounds that convince us that something vile and horrendous is happening. If you ever heard that tape, there is just no possible way that you'd not begin crying and trembling. I doubt you could listen to more than a full 60 seconds of it. Norris pleaded Roy Norris pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of second-degree murder, 2 counts of rape, and 1 count of robbery on March 18, 1980. He might have pleaded guilty. Oh, I can't talk, and I keep wanting to read that the wrong word, guys. But it was just for a reduced sentence. He felt no remorse. A parole officer who spoke with him said Norris never exhibited any remorse or compassion about his brutal acts towards the victims. The defendant appears compulsive in his need to inflict pain and torture upon women. He testified that Norris can realistically be regarded as an extreme sociopath whose depraved pattern of behavior is beyond rehabilitation. Roy Norris was sentenced to 45 years to life imprisonment and would be first eligible for parole in 2010. He was denied parole. I hope he is somebody's bitch in jail. Lawrence Bittaker went to trial for 5 counts of first-degree murder, 1 charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, 5 charges of kidnapping, 9 charges of rape, 2 charges of forcible oral copulation, 1 charge of sodomy, and 3 charges of unlawful possession of a firearm. Bittaker was found guilty on all accounts. After deliberation, Lawrence Bittaker was given the death sentence for the 5 counts of murder. Both killers are still locked up in the state of California, and hopefully, for women everywhere, that's where the 2 of them will stay. Yeah, fuck both them. Piece of shit. Anyways, that was another horrific video, guys. It was pretty fucking detailed. I think it was more detailed this time than it was when I did my other video. But if you guys like this horrific story, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day. What's the matter, Zeusy? I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.